Okay, here's another project that just rolled into the shop. And for you guys that follow me over on Instagram, you probably recognize these. This is the sample. And, it looked awful like a piece out of a weapon, so I neglected to put it on YouTube. But it turns out this is a little catch rod for an escapement wheel on a piece of machinery. My tolerances were plus or minus 2 thousandths on the whole thing. And this is made out of 4140, and then it's hardened. So I'm gonna throw up some still pictures on how I did it. Well, I took all the little flat bars and I just brought them together and put them in a precision milling vise, grounded it, and put a very cold bead of weld all the way across the leading edges just to kind of create a card. Not much weld penetration, just wanted a bead laying on top that I could hold them all together with and drop them on a magnetic plate and start milling. I was worried they were going to curl up, but they stayed pretty flat, and just did them all in a gang. I want you to look at all those features, the hook out front, all those features that had to get built into that thing. So we just started with 1/8 inch flat bar. These are 1/8 inch thick, which is a little bit wider than these. So I got about 4 thousandths per side to plow off of all of these to match the sample. And we're going to go set them up on the surface grinder right now. So these have already been milled. And like I say, I'm gonna show you some still pictures of what I had to do. I actually gang milled these and then milled them out on a magnetic plate on the milling machine. So that's that. I'm gonna go get them set up on the surface grinder and get to grinding. And we're on the home stretch. They've been through milling, they've been through heat treat, they've been through deburring. And all we gotta do is thin them up a little bit and not by much. Okay, so we got them set up on the surface grinder, and it's just doing a final pass. I did a roughing pass, get them all cleaned up, gave them a measure, 3 thousandths down feed, 10 thousandths step over. That is a 36 J hardness aluminum oxide wheel. And just getting the first side cleaned up. After they're clean, we'll flip them and take them to size. Okay, well, we came up on a final where our target was 117 thousandths on the thickness of these. And I'm using the old Starrett 643. You guys have seen me use it a zillion times. And we're sitting at 115, 116. That's 117 today. 117. Amazing. Yep. Okay, well, and I've got one with one little inclusion there, and I've got one with one little inclusion there. I'm going to send them, all of them, because my customer said, hey, I gave you a bunch of extras, so you can scrap some if you want. So that little tail didn't get cleaned up there, and there's one little trace right here that didn't get cleaned up. So outside of that, these things are 117 on the nut, matches the other parts. We're going to clean them up, put them in a bag, and send them on down the road. Well, here they are off the surface grinder. And, you know, took them to the sink, cleaned them up. They were just a mess up with all the grinding. And we check them for size. We're hitting 0 all the way through. I got a bias plugged into this thing right now. So we hit our size on all these. Like I said, my tolerance was plus or minus 2,000, so even I can hit that. So there's one that's a half that big. But all we did on each side was a rough grind on one side. Do up a rough grind on one side, then do a finish grind and flip them, and same thing, rough grind and then bring them to size. Nothing on the edges. And as far as tolerances go, I spot checked them. I'm not going to check every single one, but I spot checked them with an optical. And I'll bring the camera over there. That's one laying right on top of another one. Or the sample laying right on top of the one that I made. Here's mine right below it. Alright. So that's the end of this. We're ready to wrap it up and send them home. Thanks again for watching.